And now that we hear from the coach that Angel Reese will play a different role. Did you pay attention to the drama that was playing out between Angel Reese and the Chicago Sky? The new head coach, Tyler Marsh, abruptly changed the course of events by giving Camila Cardoso the spotlight, pushing Angel out of her comfort zone and straight to the sidelines. The Sky also planned to use second-year power forward Angel Reese very differently than how she was used during her rookie season, and the Sky pecking order was abruptly shaken up. Fans of the Streak aren't just dissatisfied. They're launching a social media offensive, accusing it of being a plot to ruin Angel's record-setting rebounding legacy before it even begins in the W. Let's see what they have to say about layups being harder than nuclear physics. Now that she's a point four, no one is more excited than opposing defenses for the classic underhand scoopy shot from 3 feet away. That's where it gets spicy. Angel Reese hasn't been seen at training camp since this shift made headlines. Despite only shooting 39, the queen of stat padding is suddenly being expected to step up her game by taking mid-range jumpers. 1% from the field, you heard that right. This is a career twist so abrupt that it seems more like someone reversed her entire trajectory than a natural evolution. Is this the Sky making astute basketball moves or a secret campaign to destroy Angel's reputation? The Chicago offense will no longer run through Kennedy Carter, who averaged 17. In 2024, 4 points per game will lead the Skies in. Coach Marsh didn't just tinker with lineups, he rewrote the blueprint. Angel Reese's role isn't just tweaked, it's unrecognizable. Fans are watching in disbelief as one of the WNBA's most divisive players is being forced into a new box just days before the season even begins. I think she's, 6'6", Camila Cardoso down in the paint? If that's who it should lead through, because that's who it better lead through. Let's go back a bit. Angel Reese built her entire identity on grabbing rebounds, from LSU to the W. Her double-double dominance became her brand, making headlines and jersey sales off those stats. Remember that second pro game when she snagged 19 boards against Indiana? That performance went viral, cementing her reputation. At first, it sounds like they're going to pull her out farther from the basket, and I wonder how her fans will feel about that. If she's farther away from the basket, I don't think there will be as many offensive rebound opportunities. We know Camila can make layups. We've seen them countless times in videos, but just when she thought she had locked down her lane, the Sky asked her to pivot. They want her to step away from the basket and take mid-range shots, which is like asking Shaq to live at the three-point line. Given her reputation as a rebounding phenom, if she's not as close to the basket on offense, which she shouldn't be, this should clear out the paint and underneath the basket so Camila can rebound. Angel has been reassigned, and she's having trouble deciding whether or not she wants to change. In addition, there is a technical problem with her shot release, which is slow and clunky. This isn't a natural fit. It's a square peg meeting a round hoop, and with the shot clock ticking, Chicago Sky wanted her to take mid-range jumpers, which is fine, but Marsh wants her to add more versatility to her shot selection by hitting mid-range jumpers 10 to 15 feet from the basket. She's also working on being able to shoot off dribble, but what does that mean when the play call is for a catch-shoot? To put it bluntly, at 39, Reese's shooting efficiency is incredibly inefficient. She practices by being as sluggish as SER releases, which should be interesting against anyone with a wingspan. The coaching staff is requesting that she learn a completely new skill set, but here's the twist. As Reese is being moved out of the paint, Cardoso is being given the keys to it, and they know that 1% from the field, and we're talking mostly near the rim here, is not just below average, it's a warning sign. I want her to shoot more mid-range. This should be really interesting. Yes, Camila Cardoso, the Brazilian sensation, is now occupying Angel's former throne under the glass. The position that helped Angel build her brand and social following is now someone else's home court, and the optics are rough. Camila's ascent feels like a perfectly timed marketing campaign with a PR bow on top, and I think Angel is really good I just thought the team would be better if they centered their defense around the elite defensive player. Angel's absence from training camp speaks volumes. Most professionals view a new role as an opportunity to grow and improve their game, but Angel is treating it like a betrayal. She has disappeared, either quietly moping or possibly planning. In any case, the message she is sending isn't one of team unity or adaptability. According to Julie Poe of the Chicago Sun-Times, Reese hasn't posted at training camp yet as she learns a new role for the offense. Oh, this should be an interesting quote. Entails adjusting to a modified role that will allow her to reach her full potential as a stretch four. Let's be brutally honest, this isn't about Angel giving up on her skill set. Rather, it's about her refusing to change. In today's league, having a reliable shot is crucial, but she's digging her heels in the sky, which isn't hurting her. Rather, they're adjusting to the modern game. Where a versatile forward can't just rebound, they must now stretch the floor, create offense, and move the ball. Right now, Angel's one note: rebound, put back, repeat. And when that playbook is challenged, she finds it difficult to. The question we need to ask isn't whether the coach made a poor decision, but rather whether Angel Reese ever had the resources to develop into something more. Her role change isn't a personal grudge, rather, it's a basketball decision. Improvised at McDonald's, sponsoring the first ever fry cook in the WNBA. Bag work is off the dollar menu, man. What is this junk? Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, Mother Teresa, Mother Nature, and Mother 2. I'm watching because of me, too. We know she can make layups. We've seen videos of her making numerous layups that could be better for the offense. Speaking of timing, let's talk about the optics surrounding Kamilla Cardoso in the last few days. Modern WNBA offenses need forwards who can shoot and space the floor if you can't keep up with the game. If she's not as close to the basket on offense, which she shouldn't be, it should clear out the paint and underneath the basket for Kamilla to be able to rebound. After competing against her national team and garnering attention, she becomes the center of attention. This isn't a coincidence. Kamilla has the size, grace, and international appeal that Angel hasn't yet utilized. She is undoubtedly raw, but her potential is undeniable. When you compare her to Reese, you can see the difference. Kamilla shows potential, Angel shows resistance, and Angel hustles and rebounds as if it were personal. But when you analyze her game, that's where the highlight reel ends. Her offense is clumsy, her footwork is a step behind her mechanics, and she doesn't just need a... Be honest, I don't hate that the Sky aren't being villains. They're future-proofing their franchise. Angel Reese, the shooting coach, needs a game overhaul and will never post again. However, Marsh recognizes that if the Sky want to develop an effective offense, they need to start creating space in the half court. She runs the risk of becoming yesterday's headline because she refused to change, but the guys see the writing on the wall and are taking action before it's too late. While Caitlin Clark, the player who actually adapts, the WNBA is changing quickly, and the Chicago Sky are pursuing versatility and upside. Reese's response is the opposite of all drama and delivery. She's out here elevating the entire league without complaining, outscoring, outpassing, and outmerging everyone while maintaining her composure. She could either catch up or fall behind, and it appears that she's choosing the latter in an offense where her main objective was to post up, as she only made 1% of her tries at field goals, and we can tell that she was the most, in today's WNBA, ineffective field goal percentage shooter. Angel Reese's reputation is no longer sufficient to stabilize a team. Opposing defenses have already figured out the code: clog the paint, dare her to shoot, and watch as the offense stalls with defenders sagging off her mid-range game. Her biggest strengths begin to appear more like limitations. In contrast, Kamilla Cardoso provides the offensive versatility that coaches aspire to. She has a softer touch around the rim, better spacing abilities, and unrealized potential. He may also be well aware that one of the biggest weaknesses in Angel Reese's game is that she will grab a rebound and then shoot 4 shots to make another basket while everyone around the perimeter was sitting back and saying, I am open, throw me the ball so I can shoot an open 3. No, that ball never comes back out. That's where it goes to die. There's no doubting that Reese is a force when it comes to brand power, and her jersey sales are off. the charts, her Instagram following rivals pop stars, and she's a certified media sensation. But let's face it, WNBA games are won by players who play on the hardwood, not by likes or retweets. Lately, Reese hasn't delivered the consistency that goes along with her spotlight, and that disconnect between hype and production is beginning to show. I won't lie to you, though, that I feel a little better about her standing farther back from the basket shooting jumpers now that I've witnessed how awful she is behind the hoop. But it's going to be interesting because her claim to fame is what doubles the fact that she hasn't reported to training camp, since the coaching adjustment says more than any press conference ever could. This is because rather than accepting the new role, Angel is acting as though her basketball identity is being stolen. The coaching staff is telling her, if you want to be elite, you have to be complete. And it's not sabotage. And at the moment, she is resisting that message rather than accepting it. Let's face it, this isn't a personal grudge, rather, it's a disguised opportunity, but Reese doesn't seem to see it that way at 39. Why is it unreasonable for the Sky to ask her to diversify her game in a league that increasingly values spacing and multidimensional talent? Her 1% shooting clip speaks volumes for someone who thrives in the post. That number is shockingly low. Sticking to a one-note style isn't bold, it's a blueprint for becoming obsolete, but if she's already away from. The basket might force the hand, and once more, Camila shoots much better from the field and has a much higher percentage close to the basket. Tyler Marsh, the rookie head coach entrusted with improving this team, is making a bold decision, but perhaps this team needs guts. His choice to rethink Reese's role isn't about taking anything away from her. Rather, it's about pushing the team forward as a whole. The Sky don't need a celebrity under the rim. They need someone who can score, defend, and stretch the floor. Adjust may end up revealing more about her ceiling than any statistics ever will. Nevertheless, the online response has been complete chaos, with Reese fans enraged and convinced that this is some well-planned scheme to destroy her legacy and support Cardoso conspiracy theories. The second comment section is rife with angry statements about injustice, betrayal, and favoritism, and people are yelling for trades that would bring Angel both to a team that recognizes her greatness to full-blown meltdown, with a role shift at its core that, in the larger context of sports, isn't that unusual, apparently. We were able to discuss the conspiracy surrounding Camila Cardoso. The conspiracy suggests that the only reason she's in the Sky is, I'm fairly certain, to denigrate Angel Reese. I'm trying to figure out why, but what's really raising the alarm is that Reese's silence and her absence from training camp has only fueled fan speculation, which fans interpret as confirmation that she feels completely unprepared and unsupported. And to be honest, who among us wouldn't be a little shaken if our boss told us to stop doing what we're best at? Most elite athletes use situations like this as motivation rather than an excuse to back down. But it seems like you're already hearing them say that she should ask for a trade because Camila is their top choice. But let's be honest, there's a growing chorus calling for Angel to leave Chicago and find a new home because they don't deserve you. This type of storyline works well on social media, where drama takes precedence over nuance. However, what these fans aren't saying is that Reese's brand was built on those juicy double-doubles. If she's forced to play farther away from the hoop, she won't be grabbing 15 rebounds per game or experiencing those simple setbacks, which means her stat line, the very thing that drove her ascent, will suffer greatly. This goes far beyond X's and O's. It's about power dynamics and the unwritten rules of WNBA player development. The Sky wants to make Reese a contemporary stretch for someone who can pop off cuts and master mid-range jumpers, but is that change really in Angel's best interest, or is the front office putting system before a start? Considering all of this, I firmly believe that a large number of WNBA fans do not watch basketball. And it's truly absurd to see comments from people who, I can assure you, do not watch the sport. I also wonder if Angel accepts this change or calls for a new chapter, one thing is certain. Her situation has brought attention to how the league functions behind closed doors. This isn't just about one player being moved to a different position on the court. It's about how teams develop their talent and strike a balance between media attention and actual on-court value. A rising star can be redirected quickly, so what should Reese do next? Will she use her influence to start over somewhere else, or will her response shape not only her future, but also the player narrative? Is Reese's time in the WNBA coming to an end? Please let us know in the comments section below. Like and subscribe so you don't miss anything. Click the video on the screen, and we'll see you in the next